So this is the Sea of Galilee.
The city, the Capernaum, is on the other side. We are in the southern.
We had a super trip going to Dubai, Egypt, and Israel. However, Israel was a challenge for us to get in. We needed the COVID test within 3 days prior to our arrival. We did that. We also needed to get a green card, which recorded our vaccine history into their system. We got to the airport with all of our paperwork. Unfortunately, we could not complete the application in Cairo. We went back to the hotel to view our options. The next flight to Tel Aviv was in 3 days. Not good news. I asked Alexander and Roberts, our AAA travel partner, if they could find a timelier flight to Tel Aviv. We were advised of an alternate route via Dubai, and we took it. We still needed the green card. I contacted our Israeli contact, Johanna Tal, and with her help, we were able to get the Israeli green card. It was a long way to go, but we were able to get to Israel on Monday, November 22nd, 2021. After the test, we were allowed to go to our hotel, the Setai Resort, on the Sea of Galilee, where we needed to quarantine until a negative result was advised. Because no one else on our tour was able to get into Israel, we had a private tour. Our tour guide was Michael Mickey Medzina. He is an Israeli tour guide and storyteller. His email address is medzini@gmail.com. There's so much religious history and history in Israel. We were very fortunate to have Mickey as our tour guide. We were there to see Christian, Jewish, and Muslim history and more. Mickey brought along a Bible and was able to blend all of the religious history into our tour. On our drive to the Setai Resort, we found out that our COVID tests were negative. We were free to make up some ground that we lost by not being able to come a day earlier. What a relief.
The cross was lost.
What, this hill here?
The hill here. So
And that's where Jesus...
no. So Jesus was crucified in Jerusalem. 1,000 years later, the Crusader take the cross up here when they fight the
Muslims.
Saladin, the Muslims, Saladin army, and they lost the war here, and the cross is lost. One of the ways Saladin won the war, it was July, 4th of July. Sorry for what was 4th of July, 1187, and the Crusader came with, after 3 days of marching and walking with they were very low on water, and he put fire all around them, and they were exhausted, and they didn't have enough water, so they basically couldn't fight. They didn't have the strength to fight, and he won the war.
So this is the Sea of Galilee.
This is where Jesus lived. The city, the Capernaum, is on the other side. We are in the southern side. Capernaum is on the other side. But this is where Jesus walked on the water.
How convenient is that? Like across the river or the lake?
Yeah.
That'd be cool. We're at the Setai. We're getting taken over to our room, 205. And we met Dina already. Super person. She invited us for everything. We're not going to have to do anything. What a deal. Do we get one of these carts to go back to the dining hall?
I doubt it.
This is getting to be a long distance. So today is November 22nd, 2021. And we're here with Nikki. Nikki, what's your last name?
Medzini.
Mickey.
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 Medzini.
Mazzini. So we have Syria over here?
So every part of the land that you see that is being farmed
Yes.
in agriculture, Israel. Once it's not farmed, it's Syria. The water reservoir is the Syrian water reservoir. They learn from us. We have few of those, and then
So we're talking the water way back there.
Israel. Up there is Syria.
let's go up there.
Gonna pan around. Way out there is the Sea of Galilee. Can't see it. And we're on a volcano. Inactive, of course. They grow grapes for one of the best wineries in the area, I'm told. We just had a couple glasses of that wine.
Down there is Caesarea Philippi, which during Jesus' time was a tiny place where Herod's son Philippus started to build for Caesar. This is why Caesarea Philippi. And there was a small temple for the god of Pan, god of the shepherds and music. But during Jesus' time, tiny place, and this is where Peter became Peter. Simon, you will be the rock, in Greek, the Peter, upon which my community will be built.
And that was right there by that house, huh?
Yeah, and we'll drive next to it soon. But from here, it's a good day. And again, this is also the way that Paul is making his way to Damascus. Not Peter, Paul.
Well, we're 1,165 meters above sea level. Yay, us.
In Jerusalem, he doesn't
And
have
which of Harold's sons did this?
Philippi. Parents Philippi.
Okay, and he incorporated his name and Caesar's into the name of the town?
The town, yeah.
Caesarea Philippi. Okay.
But if it will be in English, it will be Caesar Philippi.
Okay.
And Caesar is not a name. Caesar is a title. It used to be a name. Julius was Caesar. This was his name. From here on, it's become a title. Augustus is also not a name. It's a title. It's the divine. His name is Octavianus. And he became the own ruler, the sole ruler, after he fights with Mark Antony and Cleopatra. And then he gets the title Augustus, the Enlightened, and he is the Caesar, again as a title. I would be very polite and won't go into today's politics.
Oh, let's go up there.
This is a Druze. This is a relatively modern,
Okay.
few hundred years old, for the Druze.
And what's a Druze?
The Druze are the people it's the small villages of people who live here in Golan Heights, northern Israel, Lebanon, and Syria. Closed villages, no one can become Druze.
Unless you're born into it?
Down there is Caesarea Philippi, which during Jesus' time was a tiny place where Herod's son Philippus started to build for Caesar. This is why Caesarea Philippi. And there was a